Welcome on in to another edition of Tom Brand One Thoughts. I hope all is going well for you guys, and here I am. Just shooting the breeze with you guys. Check out my other two channels. Tom Brand One, it's a comedy channel. I think it's funny. Smarkchat if you like sports, and today, I'm coming back from work, so I thought to myself, why not do a vlog about jobs? Jobs, and these are jobs, just me shooting the breeze with you guys, and I welcome your comments down below. Jobs that I admire people for doing, meaning jobs I could never do personally myself, and like a job I would never want to do, and a job that I would love to have, and even like jobs in general, like before doing the job that I'm doing now, like growing up. So I remember growing up, and I started my first job when I was very, very young. I was 13. It was off the books. Because at 13 years old, I was already thinking about getting my license at 16. Got it actually at 17. But I was already thinking ahead. I was envisioning. I thought to myself, I want a car as soon as I get my license. So the first job that I had, back in those days, I think it was like 97, I worked at a pharmacy off the books. It was it was not even 97. It was before 97. I think it was like maybe 93, maybe 94. I was making nothing. I was making peanuts. I was making like $3 an hour working at the pharmacy, and vacuuming at the end of the day, throwing out the garbage. And then as I became 16, 17, I was moving on up the ladder. I got a job at McDonald's, and kids nowadays, I really don't think they gravitate towards working in McDonald's, because you really you really don't want to smell like grease, and you get grease all over you. It's just, you're dealing with these snotty customers who, surprisingly, it always amazes me how just placing a fast food order seems to be like the hardest thing to do. Like, all right, sir, what are you ordering? And the menu is right in front of them. I want 2 cheeseburgers, medium fry, medium drink. So you want a number 2? And then that's when all hell breaks loose. So, you're dealing with customers, and these customers could be quite agitating. I don't know why, but when you're going for fast food, you seem to deal with the rudest customers. And imagine working in drive-thru on a Friday night, like Friday at 10 o'clock at night. I remember I was working drive-thru Friday, 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night. All the local snot-nosed local kids driving up and just busting balls in the drive-thru. Paying, making an order, then they don't have money, and then just busting chops, man. So it's a lot to deal with. It's a lot to deal with. And, I think, back then why I worked in fast food, I worked in McDonald's, is because, like, a lot of my friends worked in McDonald's. And that's where the majority of my friends and friendships that I built with now, even in adulthood, they all kind of, majority of them, culminated from working in McDonald's. And I'll tell you, I love working in McDonald's. For me personally, as a kid, I loved it. What's better than that? To me, yeah, you deal with the snot-nosed customers and the rude customers and snot-nosed kids. But damn, man, I used to be able to bring home food all the time. Eating Big Macs and quarter pounders, double quarters, without a care in the world. Because that's what you do when you're 16, 17 years old. You really don't think about the consequences of eating all that junk food. But yeah, I mean, it was the best. And then after a while, what I found, then that got a little bit old, and eating all the food that you want because it was for free. Because then all the food tasted the same. So then what you found yourself doing, what I found myself doing, is making all these weird concoctions. Is that the word I'm looking for? Combinations of food to eat that way. Because I was getting bored with the food that they had at McDonald's. But even now, years and years after I haven't been working at McDonald's, man, still love me some fries and cheeseburgers and good stuff. Good stuff. And, but, I look at the kids nowadays, and some of these kids are very smart. Like, I always thought to myself, if I lived along the shore, which I don't, like when I say shore, like, the Jersey Shore area, okay, where you have, and you're a kid, brilliant. You pick a job working at a pizza shop right on the beach boardwalk, and all you get to do as a kid, you're just staring at girls in bikinis along the beach. How great is that? Always would have loved to have a job that was on the beach during the summer months. Now, the winter months are a little far and few between, get quite boring, but during the summertime, when you're a kid, you're working on the beach, ton of chicks. And as a teenager, you're just gawking and salivating at all the girls coming by. Yeah. And even then, if you couldn't get that job, what I should have done back in those days, what I should have done is, man, I should have been working at a tanning salon too as a kid, man. Imagine all the hot chicks coming in, working in a tanning salon. I mean, yeah, you're probably gonna be wiping down the sweat off of tanning beds with your Windex and your paper towels. But man, the reward is well worth it. So that's a job as a kid. I always wanted to either work at a tanning salon, but they never hired, for when I'm looking at tanning salons, they never hire guys for the most part. They hired chicks. But man, if I had an in at a tanning salon as a kid, heaven. Same goes for, working off the boardwalk. A job that I wouldn't want to have here, guys, is a dog walker. Okay, I work there. Listen, it's a lucrative. It could be a lucrative job, especially if you're like working in the city. Like, I'm about maybe 20 miles, 30 miles, somewhere around there from the city. And in this city where you have all these rich people living from New York City, these guys have their little foo-foo dogs. People have money, and they pay you to walk their dog. So sometimes, if you've ever been to the city, whether it be New York or these larger cities, you see these dog walkers, and they have like a ton of dogs, like they're positioning themselves to be able to do it. Like, they're walking 10 or 15 dogs sometimes at a clip. maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, maybe 10 dogs at a clip with these little foo-foo dogs. They're walking around. These people have money, and they pay you a good chunk of change to take their foo-foo dog for a walk. But, like, imagine these people when you lose a dog somehow, and it's running down Fifth Avenue, and with all the mass of people walking down Fifth Avenue in New York City, you ain't catching that dog. Shit, people in New York City here, they pick up that foo-foo dog and they sell it on eBay. Imagine having to explain, you as a dog walker, how you lost said person's dog. Not a job I would really want to have. And then, as you're walking these dogs, what happens if like 4 dogs decide to poop at the same time as they're going from tree to tree? Are you kidding me? You gotta have enough newspapers, or else shit, you're having dog poop all over you. And that's guaranteed dog poop somewhere along the way, on your hands, on your shoe, as you're walking these numerous types of dogs. But heck, if you manage not to lose a dog, and if you're okay with shit, occasional shit, pee on your leg or on your person, it's worth it. Because these people, man, you could pretty much charge them anything that you want, and these people, to them, it's like, it's like throwing singles. A dog walker, not a job I would want to have. You also have a profession of exterminator. I envy the people. I give them huge props for being exterminators. And this is exterminators you could lump in animal control professionals as well. Have you ever seen a damn possum or damn raccoon? I don't know about you guys, but I want nothing to do with catching a raccoon or a possum or exterminating bugs. You see some of these cockroaches sometimes? Oh, heebie-jeebies just makes you want to... What happens if you're going for a skunk? And the skunk sprays you. Not a good time. I see crazy people too being beehive people. I don't know what their job is called, but people that work with beehives. Guaranteed with you're collecting bees to make honey. Guaranteed, my friend, you are getting stung quite a few number of times. I mean, from what I was looking at, beehive people make a decent chunk of change. But do you want to be stung in your balls or your private parts? I'll pass. Christmas season, the holiday season is upon us. Now, I was doing research too, depending on the manager, I guess this is the general manager. So it's not really the head guy, the general manager that's in charge of all the managers, if you know what I mean. Is that the word I'm turning? In Walmart, for example, some of these guys, they get paid $90,000 to be a general, a store manager, the head muckety muck. Imagine being a manager of Walmart. But see, during the holiday season, and even not so much the holiday season, but a store like Walmart, it's constantly busy. Imagine working being a manager of one of these department stores, and you gotta rely on snot-nosed teenagers who think, this is like a job to collect change, to go out to the movies, and just a pussyfoot around with. Imagine having to rely on them to come in and do their shift on Saturday and Sunday and during the holiday season. Yeah, no, you're gonna be stuck working that register, my friend. You're gonna be stuck working that register. A job that I used to do. Now, thinking about it, I probably would not do it again, and that was cold calling. I mean, you're calling about any random shit. You're calling, let's say, imagine a guy who's calling off a list. You're calling people an old list that's been hasn't been updated for 10 years. You're calling people on warranties on cars to extend their warranty, and this list is so outdated. You call these people up, hey, you want a warranty on your 2000 truck? I sold that truck 5 years ago. Click. So it's constant calling, and you're constantly being hung up on, calling every name in the book. And as a cold caller, you're making what, $7-8 an hour? I mean, some of these people, when you cold call, and obviously, the key with cold calling is to call them either very early in the morning or call them at dinner, and that's when you're getting the worst end of it. You're getting the worst end because you're disrupting people during dinner or when they're getting ready for work. You are getting the worst of it. Jeez. I mean, and it's not, and some of these people are brutal, so much so where you can legitimately feel bad about yourself and be like, oh, I'm a piece of shit, but I'm just trying to sell you a warranty. Why you gotta get all bent out of shape? For you cold callers out there, don't feel bad. I think the saving grace in that job is if you calling doctor's offices or churches, you're okay. Those are friendly people. Those are people that won't hang up on you, so you're okay. But still, I mean, especially if you're a cold caller where you have to rely on getting a sale or getting a connection, getting people to commit, and you're working on commission. That's a tough job, and I applaud you people as well that do that. Another job here, and I know you have various forms of doctors. You have a doctor for everything nowadays. Whether it be a doctors for everything. But what I would not want to be is a foot doctor. What exactly, no offense to you foot doctors, but what exactly made you want to become a foot doctor? I mean, you're dealing with stinky feet and feet that have that smell, yuck, and they have fungus. And now, granted, we all need foot doctors, but what exactly led you into being a foot doctor and dealing with all those smelly feet? And feet are, just me personally, feet are disgusting to look at. I mean, maybe as a foot doctor, the schedule for you. I don't know how many people are going to see foot doctors as opposed to a general family doctor. But a foot doctor, no. No, I can't deal with that. Can't deal with being a foot doctor, and I applaud you guys that are foot doctors. If the income was there, I would love to be this is what I would love to do. I would love to work in a movie theater, but I don't want to work behind the concession stand, in the movie theater. I would want to be the guy that just collects the ticket stubs. Reason being is, from what I hear, you're collecting ticket stubs. Very minimum work. Very little effort, which is key for me in any job. Little effort, if the pay was good. Little effort, max pay. I want to be a ticket stub collector at a movie theater, because from what I hear, you are able, depending on the type of movie theater, but for the most part, you are able to watch movies free of charge on said certain day of the week. No more going to movie theaters, spending $14 a clip for your buddy old pal Tom, if he was able to be a ticket stub collector at the movie theater. I would love that job. Love it. Absolutely. Now, another job that I can't see myself ever doing is being security. I mean, look at me. I don't think they would ever hire me to do security, but during being in charge of security at, let's say, like a ballpark or a concert, sure, you get to see concert or ball game, but as a security guard, you're probably in charge of breaking up fights, and then you have drunk people with their beers, and you go to break up a fight. You could get knocked out from the buddy of the person that you're trying to restrain. His buddy could knock you out, hit you in the head. You could get beer cans thrown at you for trying to break up a fight. That is something I am never going to do, is do security. Because if I was in charge of security, you know what I would do? I would say, sorry, I'm breaking up another fight. I have to go down that way. I got paged. Just never breaking up just never breaking up any fights for fear of my life and well-being. I applaud you people working as security. And that goes security in ball games, security everywhere in general. You have far too many nut jobs nowadays, man. Man, oh man, oh man. A job I would love to have, though, is working at Apple. Again, to me that seems like decent pay and minimal effort. I would love to have that job. Reason being is, these guys, they always seem to, I would imagine if you're working for Apple, you could get now I could be wrong, but you would probably get a discount on the latest technology that's out there, the newest iPhone, the newest iPad. So if you're big into technology, you're big into your phones, you would always have you would always have a discount on getting all the cool new shit. And I mean, when you go into an Apple store, for the most part, these places have lines and lines and lines, so much so where if you walk into that store, you're not going to be seen unless you have an appointment. When you make an appointment, sometimes you have to wait as far as, as long as a week sometimes to come back. That way they can examine your problem. And whenever you go there, there's a ton of people. So see, what I would be doing, decent pay, little effort. Someone's asking me a question in the Apple store, or if I had an appointment, I'm going to be getting my technology discounts. And I'd be telling to the customer, well, hold on, let me ask, maybe this person could help you. Or, I'm sorry, I'm helping someone else right now. That's a beautiful, beautiful game plan, don't you guys think? I mean, what's better than that? Seriously. A job I don't like to have. There are people that all they do, I see this like when I go up to like the places that are like, you don't really see that where I'm from here in like around the metropolitan area. But if you go like to Pennsylvania, upstate New York, where it's more spaced out and it's just less people, and you have wildlife, you have like deer and skunks and raccoons. You see deer, especially when it's like really deer season. You just see deer as roadkill all over the place. And there's certain people that all they do is just pick up roadkill. Where are we putting the roadkill? Am I going to be smelling like roadkill? Is my vehicle going to be smelling like roadkill? And just looking at roadkill scares me. Now, imagine picking up roadkill and it looks like it's dead, but as you're scooping it up with your shovel, you have a deer jump out, jump, all battered, but he's still alive. He jumps at you and he licks your face. I'd faint. Picking up roadkill, just, I am sorry, not for me. Not for me. Just some of my thoughts here on jobs. I envy you guys. We all gotta make a living. Hope you found this enjoyable. Until next time, adios, over and out, guys. Have a great day.